Alright, what's up everybody? I thought I'd take you guys through how to build a bench. My wife asked me, hey, would you build a plant stand for our house? And I was like, okay, plant stand, yes, but also how could I, turn this into something functional as well, other than just like a plant stand? So I thought, alright, let's build a bench, which could also be a plant stand. Let's do this. Alright, so this is the piece of wood I got. It's rough cut lumber from a lumber yard down in East LA. So there are a few things you're gonna need when you're doing this. You can use sanding pads. I have a few sanding blocks I can use with hard paper as well. Next is a power sander. Easy peasy. If you have power, it's great. Put your sanding pads on, different grits, and enable you to get the job done super fast. So basically I want to sand everything down, get it smooth so that we can apply the finish. I'm starting with 150 grit. I just want to take off any of the splintering so when you sit on it, it doesn't poke you in the butt. My neighbors are about to hate me. Sorry. Also, I'm gonna say for the look that I'm going for, I'm gonna round off the edges a little bit because I want it to look and feel worn, comfortable. So it helps if you do start with a heavier grit. And I can already feel it's getting a little bit smoother, which is nice. Also too, you don't want to sand up too high for when you're applying stain and or oil. Because if you get it too smooth, it's gonna be hard for the oil and or the stain to soak into the wood properly. So smooth. And now I'm gonna move to hand sanding. Probably gonna do like a 220, smooth it out even more, and then may go up from there. We'll see how smooth I can get it. But I'm gonna finish rounding off the edges of everything as well to soften the look of the whole seat. Ow, it's heavy board. All right, so like I said, if you don't have a handy dandy power sander, you can also use pads. I highly recommend these clean spore pads. I'm gonna put it down at the bottom in my comments so you can go and pick some up there. I'm gonna finish just hand sanding the rest of the board in 220 to 320 grit. Alright, so I thought I'd take you guys through what I just did. I rounded out the corners nicely, just very nicely. This wood grain's great. It's pretty. Come on, little glove, come on. So yeah, that's looking pretty good so far, I'd say. Now I can always darken it up a bit if I need to by going over it with another coat. So this is what we're looking like so far. Not too bad. I was actually in the middle of staining yesterday, got towards the end of the board and realized that I didn't shake this up well enough. The end of the board started to turn darker and I was like, okay, this is the color it should be. So I stirred it up, shook it up a bit. I ended up going back over the board with another coat because it was darker. So anyways, turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with the result. Now we're gonna oil this sucker up. Also happy with how like the edge turned out. It looks good. It looks nice and worn, and you know, doesn't look like a brand new board, which is what I was going for. Turned out great. Bless you. Now I'm going to do a coat of tung oil. All right, so before applying the oil finish, I went ahead and I propped the board up on several boxes that I had. That way it just elevates it and gets it off the ground. I'm gonna be using the Real Milk Paint Company. It's like a half and half mixture. So it's a half tung oil, half citrus solvent. Environmentally friendly, don't have to wear any face protection, which is great. It says I have to apply and allow it to soak in. I'm assuming it's just like any other tung oil finish, which I usually use on guitar necks. Let's do it. Also, it smells like oranges. It's kind of nice, actually. I went on pretty heavy with this stuff. I'm just gonna let it soak in, then let it sit for a while. I'm gonna take off any of the pooling that's on here. So hopefully this first coat will soak in pretty good. We'll come back in a little bit. Yeah. 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 What you think, baby?
Oh, I don't want to be on camera right now.
You're not. Well, only your hair and your arm is. Okay. What do you think?
It looks good.
Yeah? Do you
Yeah.
approve?
I approve.
Approve of this message?
Okay.
Okay.
I approve of this message.
All right, so I ended up putting on 2 coats of tung oil. After letting the first one soak in for several hours, I added another one, then wiped off all the excess. It's been about 3 days now, and as you can see, the board looks pretty good. It's still a bit sticky. It just hasn't really cured all the way yet. In the meantime, I thought I'd go ahead and walk you through installing the legs. I ended up getting these hairpin legs at about 28 inches, raw steel, but I got it from Home Depot. They're Win brand, W-E-N. I can't, W-E-N. Oh my God, W-E-N. And they make awesome products, actually. Don't be deceived by the pricing. I have a bunch of tools that are Win brand, and they are excellent. Let's get to installing these guys. Super, super important that when you're putting the table legs on, make sure that you have it flipped upside down. I think this is the side that I want to use for the bottom. So when placing these guys, so we can put it just on the edge. All right, so super important. Once again, I'm gonna reiterate, it's really important that you make sure this is the bottom. Super easy mistake to make. So what I'm gonna do is I just kind of mocked it up right now, and I put each leg where I want it to be, spaced them out about 1/4 of an inch from the sides. And then I'm just gonna take either a pencil, a Sharpie, a pin to make a mark in each one of these screw holes. These are a 1/2 inch long screws, number 8 with a flat head. I'm gonna measure them up with just a drill bit. And how I like to do it is just take the screw, look at the drill bit, and just see if I can see the threads on each side. Easy. You don't have any calipers or anything with you. I want to make sure I don't drill through my project, which is really easy to do. And I'm going to take the length of this screw and I'm going to tape off that area, so I'm only going that deep. I don't have any painter's tape. Painter's tape's great because it's blue usually or green and you can see. So I'm just going to do that and then wrap it around. Make sure it's even so that I'm not drilling all the way through my project. So that's the length that I want to go. So what I like to do, I can't remember what I like to do. This quarantine's got me going crazy. I like to just check it. So I'm gonna put this up next to the project and just check the depth and make sure that I'm not gonna drill through my project. All right, and installing the legs is as easy as that. It takes literally like 8 minutes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So as you can see, it works. It looks fantastic. It's solid. It holds me. If a person maybe sat on it with me, it would probably not break. So that's good. And also too, it's gonna be for plants in the meantime. Unless we have people over, and then we can pull the plants off and it's extra seating.